at Organic Home, where I like to share tips for simple, beautiful, healthy, and sustainable living. In this video, which is a little bit unusual for my regular content, I just wanted to pop on here and give you a quick, condensed version of all my research into what is the best fabric or material for your homemade face mask. Now we know that there's a shortage of medical grade N95 face masks out there, and there are so many really good tutorials and videos of how to make your own face mask. But I have myself been wondering, what material can I best use to get the best protection that I can get? So I checked a number of sources and wanted to go down through the list and give you a few pointers how you can get the most protection out of your own face mask if you decide to make one or sew one. So the first thing is that any face covering is better than no face covering. Even if you just pull up your t-shirt, or if you're wearing a turtleneck and you pull the collar up over your nose, that will be better protection than no protection. And then in terms of fabric, the denser the fabric, the more protection it will give you. And one way you can check the density of your fabric is just by holding it up against the light. So if you do this, and the more light shines through, the more anything else can get through your fabric, through your material. So denser fabric is better than lighter fabric. And then there are some non-woven materials. They're actually more compressed fibers. And I have something like this. You may have seen them. Oftentimes you get these reusable, somewhat cheap shopping bags, and that's that kind of material that actually you can see the light shine through because it is a light color, but it's very dense and it's not actually woven. And then lastly, 2 layers is better than 1. Going with my previous example, if you have your bandana, just folding it over and you get 2 layers, you'll see even less light shine through. And then of course there's all these patterns and tutorials how you can add a filter to your mask, and I am not sure that from going through my sources that was necessary to give you the best protection. Really heavyweight quilting fabric is the best option out there, it seems. So you can find these fat quarters online, and oftentimes that is like 180 thread count or more. Cotton, make sure you wash it in a really high temperature setting before you actually make or sew your mask together. And then next best choice is batik, which is a printed fabric. And then another idea is to have cotton on the outside. I have all these fabrics here in my lap so I can show them to you. And a flannel on the outside. So 2 layers, cotton on the outside, flannel on the inside. And this is a cotton flannel. It's a really thick, uneven surface, and that seems to give you the best protection. If you do decide to sew your own face mask, and you do decide to do multiple layers, make sure that your sewing machine can handle several layers. I have had one for years that I originally got for repairing horse blankets, so I know it can handle very thick, high layers, but you just want to make sure that your machine can do that as well. And then again, in terms of folding your mask, there's a lot of tutorials out there to show you how you can use a regular bandana and 2 hair ties and just fold it in an origami kind of style and put that around your face, and that will give you good protection as well. And lastly, I want to point out that even if you just have a tired old t-shirt like this one, you can still double it up. There are some tutorials out there how you can make your own with cutting out a square from the jersey of your t-shirt, and even cut out 2 little strings so you can tie them around your ear. No sewing required, just an old t-shirt, and that's a very quick no-sew way to make your own face mask. Now from my little research, it seems to be that there's no one best design out there. Whatever fits your face best is the best mask for you. And you know, with different head shapes and different sizes, children versus adults, smaller heads versus bigger heads, you also want one that fits you well. There are some designs where you have a piece of metal around the bridge of your nose to make it fit really snug so that there's no gaps through which anything can get through, and then also around the side of your face and at the bottom underneath your chin. And then I checked some resources in terms of effectiveness. In the tests, the best homemade mask was 79% effective, and I think that's just a great number right there. A surgical mask, interestingly enough, gives you only 62 to 65% protection, but an N95 mask gives you a 97% protection. And now we know that there's a shortage of N95 masks, so if you don't have one, it is better to make your own. I hope that you guys found this helpful in terms of figuring out what fabric to use for your own face mask. If you did, give me a thumbs up. You can also check out the other videos on my channel if you like. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much for watching.